Hello students, once again welcome to Bholanath Academy. In this video students, we are going to see the reaction of aldehyde and ketone. In that students, we are going to see the nucleophilic addition elimination of aldehyde and ketones with ammonia derivatives. So okay students, we have aldehyde and ketones. Now we are going to see the chemical property. For that students, we are going to react with ammonia derivatives. Okay students, so students, aldehydes, all ketones undergo addition elimination with some ammonia derivative. Ammonia derivative, that means one of the hydrogen or two of the hydrogen of ammonia, here we are going to replace with other groups. Okay students, here one of the hydrogen of ammonia that we are going to replace with Z. Okay students, so it is called as NH₃Z. That is the derivative. This is the ammonia derivative to give product containing, when it will react students, these ammonia derivatives with aldehyde and ketones, it will give the product. The product will having the bond carbon and nitrogen, double bond with carbon and nitrogen. That is called as imines. Carbon nitrogen double bond we call as imines. That is also called as Skipp's bases. There is a formation of Skipp's bases. The product is Skipp bases. Now in general students, I am writing aldehyde and ketone, that is the carbonyl. If any carbonyl, carbon and oxygen, carbon with double bond with oxygen is called as carbonyl. So okay students, now this is the carbonyl. Now what happens students, the oxygen of the carbonyl will react with hydrogen of these ammonia derivatives. First students, there will be the reversible reaction. That means these two reactant will be added, we can say carbonyl, and this ammonia derivative will be added like this. It is added like this students, please pay attention. So what happens students, when they will add it, this carbon oxygen double bond becomes carbon oxygen single bond. So students, this is happening students. So what happens students, there is a bond. Okay students, so this way they will added. Okay students, now this is reversible reaction. So what happens students, in the acidic medium, slightly acidic, what happens students, it will eliminate water molecules. Okay students, there is a elimination of water molecules. This will eliminate water molecules. Okay students, and there is a formation of carbon nitrogen double bond with ammonia derivatives. This is called as imines. This is nothing but imines. Okay students, so this way imines is formed. Okay students, so this carbonyl combined with ammonia derivatives, first it will added, then it will eliminate water molecules and it will form the imines, or you can say Skipp bases. This is nothing but what? Skipp's bases. So this is the Skipp basis students. So this is all about the addition and elimination. Here it is added and here it is eliminated. That is why it is called as nucleophilic addition elimination of aldehyde and ketone with ammonia derivative. This is ammonia derivative students. Okay students, so this is called as nucleophilic addition elimination. This is nucleophile students. So that is why it is called as nucleophilic addition elimination. Nucleophilic addition, and then it is eliminated. There is elimination of water molecule. That is why the name is, first it is added and there is a elimination is taking place and you are getting the derivative, that is imines, which is basic in nature. That is also called as Skipp bases. So product will be what? Basic in nature because of this nitrogen. Now students, we are going to see 6 ammonia derivatives. The first ammonia derivative that we are going to see here students, when aldehyde and ketone react with H2N, when hydrogen of ammonia is we are going to replace with alkyl group. Okay students, when hydrogen we are going to replace with alkyl group, it is called as alkylamine. It is called as alkyl. Okay students, what happens students, how it is going to be, that example we are going to see students. First we are going to see this ammonia derivative with aldehyde. So simple aldehyde, here I am going to take students. This is the carbonyl, 2 valency, if 1 valency by hydrogen, other by methyl. So because of this hydrogen students, it is called as acetaldehyde. 2 carbon containing aldehyde group we call as acetaldehyde. So this is acetaldehyde students when it is react with alkylamine. Here students I am taking, instead of alkylamine I am going to take ethylamine. Then hydrogen of this ammonia I am going to replace with ethyl group, that is CH2CH3. Okay students, now what happens students, there is a elimination is taking place students. This oxygen of this carbonyl combines with eliminated with hydrogen, and like this students there is elimination of water molecules and it will combines with double bond like this, and this is nothing but skip bases. There is a formation of imines. Now you can say it is what, because it is containing nitrogen, it is called as skips bases, skip base. Okay students, same thing is happened when you are going to take with ketone. This is the carbonyl students, when both the valency of this carbon is we are going to replace with methyl group. So this is called as which type of ketone students? This is acetone. This acetone when combines with alkylamine, here students I am taking ethylamine. This is ethyl group students, so it is called as ethylamine. Here also students this hydrogen of this ethylamine will react with oxygen of this carbonyl and it is forming the product. There is elimination of water molecules. So this way students there is a formation of imines. So this is the first ammonia derivative I have taken students, that is called as alkylamine. When one of the hydrogen you have ammonia students, there is a 3 hydrogen. When one of the hydrogen you are going to replace with alkyl group. If you are removing one hydrogen and you are replacing with alkyl group, the derivative we call as alkylamine. Okay students, so ethylamine when react with acetaldehyde it will give you imines. Same thing students in ketone also. Example here I have taken, that is in ketone acetone when combines with ethylamine and it will give you imines. Second ammonia derivative that we are going to use here students, ammonia derivative students, when one of the hydrogen we are going to replace with hydroxyl group. This is called as hydroxylamine. This is hydroxylamine students. Now what happens students? An example students, when this hydroxylamine react with aldehyde and ketones. So first students we are writing aldehyde example. Here we are going to take aldehyde, that is acetaldehyde. This acetaldehyde now react with hydroxylamine. This is hydroxylamine students. What happens students? There is a elimination of water molecules. This oxygen of this carbonyl now combines with hydrogen of this hydroxylamine and there is elimination of water molecules, and because of this students elimination there is the addition, this carbon nitrogen will be added with double bond, carbon nitrogen double bond, and hydrogen will be as it is, and there is a methyl and you have OH group. So this is nothing but we call as acetaldioxime. The product name, that is imines, it is also called as imine, but which type of imine students? It is aceto, because it is a derivative of acetaldehyde we call as acetaldioxime. Okay students, so because this acetaldehyde is containing hydroxyl group, so we call as acetaldioxime. Now same thing is happening in ketone students. Carbonyl, when both the valency of this carbon of the carbonyl we are replacing with methyl group, so it is ketone students. Simple example that we in common name we call as acetone or propanone. Now when combines with hydroxylamine, we are going to start the name from this side, hydroxylamine. Now what happens students? There is elimination of water molecules like this students. Hydrogen of this combines with oxygen of the acetone and it is eliminated water molecules, and there is addition, this carbon and nitrogen double bond, this way this will added. And students, because since we have derived from acetone, so it is acetoxime. Since acetone is containing hydroxyl group, we call as acetoxime. Understanding students? So this is both are imines only students, but this is acetaldioxime and this is acetoxime. Both are imines, that we can say both are skip bases. Third ammonia derivative we are going to use is when one of the hydrogen of this ammonia we are going to replace with ammonia, another ammonia. So this is called as students, this is we call as hydrazine. This is nothing but hydrogen. This is hydrogen. We call as hydrogen. Okay, students. So this hydrogen it is the ammonia derivative, students. What happens, students, when it is react with acetaldehyde and ketone, that is acetone. So students, what happens, students? So this is your aldehyde, students. This is acetaldehyde. This acetaldehyde combines with hydrogen. So what happens, students? This hydrogen of this hydrogen combines with oxygen of this acetaldehyde, and there is elimination of water molecules, and their carbon and nitrogen will be added. So there is addition reaction is taking place, students. So this is the hydrogen, students. Hydrogen is now going to be converted when it is added to the acetaldehyde. We call as acetaldehyde hydrazone. It will convert into acetaldehyde hydrazone. Okay, students, we are going to use ON. Same thing is happening, students, in ketone also. When this acetone react with hydrogen, now what happens, students? There is elimination of water molecule. Oxygen of this carbonyl combines with hydrogen of this hydrogen and eliminate water molecules, and then addition reaction is taking place like this. So students, acetone is combined with hydrogen. It is called as acetone hydrazone. Fourth ammonia derivative, that is called as when one of the hydrogen of ammonia we are going to replace with NH and C6H5. So if you replace hydrogen, one of the hydrogen of ammonia with NH C6H5, it is called as phenyl. We call as phenyl hydrazone. This is called as phenyl hydrazone. Now what happens, students, when it is react with aldehyde and ketone? There is elimination of water molecules. Hydrogen of this phenyl hydrazine combines with oxygen of this aldehyde, and there is elimination of water molecules, and this way, students, it will form the carbon nitrogen double bond. So this is called as, students, it is derived from acetaldehyde. So imines we call as acetaldehyde phenyl hydrazine. When it is alone, students, we call as phenyl hydrazine. When it is combined with acetaldehyde, we call as acetaldehyde phenyl hydrazone. Okay, students, same thing is happening in ketone, students. What happens, students? This oxygen of carbonyl combines with hydrogen of this, and there is elimination of water molecules, and carbon nitrogen double bond will formed. This is addition reaction, students. Elimination and the compound is added, we call as addition elimination reaction. Now what happens, students? Since it is derived from acetone is added, so it is called as acetone phenyl hydrazone. Fifth ammonia derivative, students, when one of the hydrogen of ammonia we are going to replace with NH2 group. Okay, students, so we call as, when we are going to replace one of the hydrogen of ammonia by NH2 group, we call as semi-carbazide. This is nothing but semi-carbazide. So this is the ammonia derivative, students, semi-carbazide. Now this semi-carbazide react with aldehyde and ketones like this, students. You have aldehyde having hydrogen and alkyl group, now combines with semi-carbazide. Now what happens, students? There is elimination of water molecules. Here oxygen combines with hydrogen of this semi-carbazide. This is acetaldehyde. Combined with semi-carbazide, and there is a formation of carbon double bond with nitrogen with NH₃, NH2. So here students, it is the we call as acetaldehyde semi-carbazole zone. It is called as acetaldehyde. So zide is going to be converted into zone. Understanding students? After addition, it is called as acetaldehyde semi-carbazole. Now students, same thing is happening in ketone also students. Ketone, simple example is your acetone. With both the valency of carbonyl, we are going to replace with methyl group. Now it is combined with semi-carbazide. When hydrogen of this ammonia we are going to replace with NH₃, NH2. So it is called as semi-carbazide. So it is react with acetone. Acetone is react with semi-carbazide by elimination of water molecules, and it will form like this students, and it is called as acetone. Acetone semi-carbazone. So students, this zide is going to be converted into zone. So acetone semi-carbazide derivative we have got. Now students, last students, ammonia derivative that we are going to see here, that is sixth one, is students, it is 2,4-dinitrophenol. When one of the hydrogen we are going to replace with, so students, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is whole we call as 2,4. At carbon number 2 you have nitro group, at carbon number 4 you have nitro. So it is called as 2,4-dinitro. These two nitrogen students we call as dinitrophenyl. Dinitro, and it is phenyl group students is there, so we call as 2,4-dinitrophenyl. And because of this nitrogen is we call as hydrogen. If it is connected with this nitrogen we call as hydrogen. So students, this is 2,4. There is a 2 nitro group we call as 2,4. At carbon number 2 you have 1 nitro, carbon number, so that is we are going to use di word. So 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrogen. So this is the ammonia derivative students, 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrogen. What happens students when it is react with aldehyde, that is acetaldehyde students? Here we are going to take carbonyl, both the one valency by hydrogen, other by methyl, we call as acetaldehyde. This is acetaldehyde. When react with students with this phenyl hydrogen, 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrogen, this is the hydrogen students, and it is added to this phenyl group, and there is elimination of water molecule students. Hydrogen of this 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrogen combines with oxygen of acetaldehyde, and there is elimination of water molecules, and these two compound is added like this. Carbon nitrogen double bond, hydrogen and methyl will be as it is. So this is called as acetaldehyde 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazone. This is the day we have added acetaldehyde, so it is called as acetaldehyde. So here students, this ion converted into zone. So acetaldehyde when combines with 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazine. So hydrogen is converted into hydrogen. So acetaldehyde 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazine. Same thing is happening students when it is combined with acetone. The carbonyl students, both the valency we are going to replace with methyl. So now it is called as acetone. When acetone react with 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrogen, so here students you have phenyl hydrogen. At carbon number 2 you have nitro group, and carbon number 4 nitro group. So it is called as 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrogen. Now students, what happens students? There is a elimination reaction will taking place when these two combines. Oxygen of acetone combines with hydrogen of 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrogen, and there is elimination of water molecules, and carbon bonded with double bond with nitrogen like this, and you are getting the derivative. This way students, it is forming acetone. It is called as acetone dinitrofenyl hydrazone. So this way students, we have got the imines, that is its basis name will be acetone 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazone. This is very important for the examination point of view students. In examination sometimes they may ask action of 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazone. This is also 2,4-DNP. Okay students, so 2,4-DNP is nothing but 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazine on acetone. So you are getting the derivative. This is the characteristics reaction of aldehyde and ketone. This way you can identify the aldehyde and ketone. These are very important students for the examination point of view. If you like my video, please share it, subscribe it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. God bless you.